Sir, you made me look at maths at a completely new angle.
Oh, angle, that reminds me of geometry.
You have some new techniques for geometry too?
Yes, of course I have. Let's see a very interesting technique of geometry. Most of us are well versed with the world famous Pythagoras Theorem. With the help of the Pythagoras Theorem, in any given right angle triangle, you can find the third side if two sides are given to you. Simply put, the Pythagoras Theorem says, in right angle triangle ABC, if angle B is 90 degrees, then AB square plus BC square will give us AC square. Traditionally, this technique is taught to students in school, but here they are taught you can find one side where two sides are given to you. But with Vedic maths, you can find two sides where only one is given to you. So now let us study how this technique works. Let us suppose in this triangle, we shall call it triangle ABC, where angle B is 90 degrees. And I am told that this side is 3 units. Inside BC, we have taken 4 units. Then side AC can be found out by doing AB square, which is 3 square, that gives us 9. BC square, which is 4 square, that gives us 16. 9 plus 16 is 25. AC can be found out by doing square root of 25, which is 5. Thus, we have formed a Pythagorean triplet 3, 4, 5. Suppose if this and this side is given to me, I can find out this side. Let us see how that is done. Suppose I am given side AC is 10 units, side AB is 8 units, then I can find out side BC. How? AC square is 10 square, which is 100. AB square is 8 square, which is 64. 100 minus 64 gives me 36. And side BC can be found out by doing root of 36, which is 6. That means side BC will be 6 units. That means if any two sides are given to you, you can find the third. But using Vedic math, if any one side is given to you, you can find out the length of the other two sides. Let us see how that is done. Suppose I am given side 9. Over here, I can find the remaining 2 using the formula of Vedic math. So next we will see how that is done. Let us see how the technique of Vedic math works. Suppose I have a right angle triangle and I shall name it A, B, C. We have a right angle at angle B which is 90 degrees. Now, suppose I am given that side AB is 9 units and I have to find the other two sides. So, first we will see how this technique can be used for odd numbers. Then we will see how this technique can be used for even numbers. So first we shall study for odd numbers. I am told that side AB is 9 units. Let's go ahead and apply the technique. There are 3 steps. The first step says square it. We have to square the number. The second step says divide by 2. I am going to make it into half. And my third step says round off. We are going to round off the answer. Let us see how that is done. I have been given 9 units. When I square 9, 9 times 9 is 81. When I divide this number by 2, 81 divided by 2 gives me 40.5. And when I round off 40.5, I have two options. Either I can remove the decimal part and take the integer as 40, or I can add 0.5 to 40.5 and make it a round number 41. So either I can have 40 or I can have 41. Simply put, the smaller number will come here and the bigger number always goes in the biggest side, the hypotenuse. So side AC will become 41. Thus we know that if in triangle ABC, angle B is 90 and we are given one value as 9, the other two values will be 40 units and 41 units. So you see how by only one value we can find the remaining two. Let me revise this example for you. We have been given side AB is 9 units. We have to find the other two sides. 9, when I square it, I get 81. 81 divided by 2 is 40.5, and 40.5 is in decimal, 0.5, so I round it off. When I round it off, the smaller number becomes 40 and the bigger number becomes 41. So the smaller number I give here and the bigger number 41, the larger number always goes to the hypotenuse, it is 41. So a Pythagorean triplet becomes 9, 40, 41. We can check 9 square plus 40 square is 41 square. So next we will see one more example in this type. So friends, let us see one more example of the odd type. Suppose I am told that in triangle ABC, side BC is 7 units and I have to find sides AB and AC. So as I said, we will be using 3 steps. First step says square it, second step says divide by 2, third step says round off. So square it. When I square 7, I get 49. 7 times 7 is 49. We all know that. 49 divided by 2 gives me 24.5. And 24.5, when I round off, 24.5. So I can drop the fraction. I get full 24, or I can add 0.5 and make it 25. So I will have two answers, 24 and 25. So smaller number will come here, it becomes 24, and the bigger number will go in the hypotenuse. So side AC will be 25. So my triplet is formed 7, 24, 25. Let us take the last example in this type. We are told that side AB is 5 units. Let us find the other two. So when I square it, 5 square becomes 25. 25, when I divide 25 by 2, I get 12.5. And when I round off 12.5, the smaller number is 12 and the bigger number is 13. So bigger number goes in the hypotenuse 13, smaller number comes here, it is 12. So my triplet is 5, 12, 13. 5 square plus 12 square is 13 square. We can check it. We know 5 square is 25, 12 square is 144, 13 square is 169. 144 plus 25 gives 169. So you see how using Vedic math we can find two sides of a triangle when only one is given to you. This you can use when you are dealing with complicated geometric figures. In exams sometimes they give complicated geometric figures with very little data. So this technique can come to your aid. Next we will see how this technique can be used for even numbers. Friends, now we will see how this technique can be used for even numbers. We have already seen how to do for odd numbers. Now we will see for even numbers. Numbers include 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 and so on. But just remember powers of 2 are exception. 2, 4, 8, 16. We can use the other even numbers. So let us see how this technique can work for even numbers. Well, before that, let me give you a general example. Suppose I have a full circle with me, and if I divide the circle in 2 parts and I join both the parts again, I get the full circle. Suppose I have a full circle and I break it in 4 parts and I join all the 4 parts, I get the full circle again. That means if I am dividing any shape by a certain number, I have to multiply it by the same number to get it back. If I divide the circle in two parts, I have to multiply both of them to get the full circle back. If I divide a circle in four parts, I have to multiply all four to get them back. Same concept we'll use here. We will convert the even number into an odd number by division, again multiply it by the same number to get the back even number. Let us see how that is done. Suppose I am told that one side is 18 units. Suppose I am told that side AB is 18 units. I have to find the other two. Now 18 is an even number. I want to convert it to an odd number. Let us see how I do it. If I divide 18 by 1, I get 18, which is an even number, but I want an odd number. So next, if I divide 18 by 2, I get 9. And we know that 9 is an odd number. So now let me do the whole technique with the odd number. 9, when I square it, I get 81. 81 when I divide by 2, I get 40.5. And 40.5 when I round off, I get 41. So when I round off 40.5, I get smaller number as 40 and the bigger number as 41. So we know a triplet with 9 is 9, 40 and 41. But friends, I want a triplet where one value is 18. That was the original number 18. Now, since we have divided by 2 over here, we are going to multiply by 2. When you divide by 2 and multiply by 2, it neutralizes the effect. So 9 into 2 gives me 18. 40 into 2 gives me 80. And 41 into 2 gives me 82. So now my triplet is 18, 80, 82. Side AB will become say 18 units. This will become 80 and AC will become 82. Thus my triplet is formed. It is 18, 80, 82. Let me revise the whole technique for you. Now we are going to study with even numbers. Whenever an even number is given to you, we convert it to an odd number. Once we get the odd answer, we reconvert it back to even. So I was told 18 units. 18, if I divide by 1, it remains 18. If I divide 18 by 2, I get 9. 9 is odd number, so I repeat all the steps that we have learnt. 9, when I square it, I get 81. 81 divided by 2 is 40.5. 40.5 rounded off is 40 and 41. So my triplet is 9, 40, 41. But I want to find out when one value was 18. Since I have divided by 2, I am going to multiply by 2. 9 times 2 is 18. So I have 18 over here. 40 times 2 is 80. 41 also I multiply 2, I get 82. So my triplet becomes 18, 80, and the bigger side becomes the hypotenuse, 82. Thus we have got the triplet with only one side given to us. Let us see one more example. Suppose I have to find a triplet where one value given to me is 12 units. Now I know 12 is an even number. I have to convert this even number into an odd number by dividing. If I divide 12 by 1, I get 12, which is an even number, so won't do. If I divide 12 by 2, I get 6, which is an even number, still won't do. If I divide 12 by 3, I get 4, even number, won't do. But if I divide 12 by 4, I get 3, which is an odd number. With an odd number, I can do all these steps. But remember, since I have divided by 4, I will have to multiply all the answers by 4 later. So 3 is one value. When I square it, square of 3 is 9. 9, when I divide by 2, I get 4.5. and 4.5 when I round off, I get smaller number as 4 and the bigger number as 5. So my triplet becomes 3, 4, 5. But as I said, I want a triplet whose original value is 12. Since I have divided by 4, I am going to multiply all the values by 4. 3 times 4 is 12. Similarly, 4 times 4 is 16 and 5 times 4 is 20. So my triplet becomes 12, 16, 20. So my triplet now becomes, say I can put 12 here also, 12, 16 and 20. With this we have seen how we can use the Pythagoras theorem to find two sides of a triangle where only one is given. We had seen both the examples, odd numbers as well as even numbers. So this study is over.